Okay, so I want to start just, I know some of you know me and some of you do not know me at all. And so I just want to give you guys my testimony. I realize that I usually cut it short because I think, you guys probably already know, but I just want you guys to know me so that I can get to know you guys better as well. I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys out. Okay, so I started in November 7th of last year. So I've been with Plexus right at a year. I got my welcome pack on the 12th. I started posting. I just said, hey, here's what this welcome pack is. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm kind of excited to see what happens. I've heard all this hype about Plexus, and I'm kind of excited to try it because I was 25 at the time, and I was falling asleep on my keyboard at work. I came home. I was exhausted and had no motivation to do anything. And so I was wanting some energy that everyone was talking about and some better sleep because I kept waking up throughout the night. Well, little did I know I needed it for more than that. Obviously, my GI health is much better. My hormones are much more regulated. My periods are much more normal and not quite as painful. And they're very normal and regulated, and I know when they're coming, and that's pretty amazing. And let's see, I sleep like a champ. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see, heartburn is better. I no longer have to take anything over the counter for that unless I'm like super hard and stupid on my body. And then obviously it's like, hey, Sonny, quit doing this crap. And then I have to have some heartburn. And then also, let's see, allergies. I still get stuffy, but I have not had a Sudafed all spring, and I did not have a Sudafed this whole fall, and that is remarkable. Like our family, like my mom is on the call, she can vouch for me that we had a cocktail that we took of allergy medications to make us through both of the seasons. And I'm sleeping with my windows open. I've got pollen on my window seal, and it's not affecting me, which is, whoa, huge. So, you guys know this, it's all gut health. So that's sort of my physical stuff that started slowly and kind of kept going. But the other side of the fence is that I started and got my very first ambassador, was a wholesale ambassador. He wound up not really doing much. But his wife, on the other hand, is a really good friend of mine, and she has now joined under him and is really working the business and is an asset to the team, Amy Passmore. But he was my very first one. I was scared out of my mind. I think the only reason he came to me is because they knew me. He already knew that he wanted to try the products. And so I just happened to be lucky and get him as my first wholesale ambassador. I was freaking out, but I learned along with him. And I kind of just was posting occasionally. I tried to post every day, but there was times when I didn't really post. I was very hesitant to post because I was super skeptical, and I was only going to post what I believed in. And when I got comfortable to doing that, and I was really hesitant to post lots of things, and I didn't want to post because I was scared of what people were going to think of me, because Plexus was already pretty well known amongst my Harding friends and family, because I did go to Harding University, and then I went on to get my master's at UALR in Little Rock. I'm a social worker. If you don't know this, I work at the North Little Rock VA Hospital. That's just a little side note. But I started, and I was very timid. And so it took me until, I started November 7th, and I did not go silver until the 30th of December. So it took me a while to get those 3 ambassadors. And if you guys are brand new, I know most of you aren't, but getting 3 ambassadors means that they have a welcome pack. They ordered a welcome pack, and they have their auto qualification on. Getting to silver, you just need 3 of those people. That's the only time that they have to have the auto qualification on to be able to qualify and count. So you want their auto qualification on because that's how they get paid. But if they get 100 PV each month, they're still worth pay points to you regardless of whether or not they have their auto qualification on. So this is another little side tangent. But let's see. I went silver in December. I went gold in February. I went senior gold in March. Then I went ruby in April. And then I went senior ruby in July. And then I am still senior ruby, and I'm knocking on a green door. And I really hope it happens this month. But if not, it's all a part of the journey. And it's all part of enjoying where you're at on the journey, because you're never going to feel like you make it. I know you guys think, like, when you get to where I am, oh, I'll feel good. I'll feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. You don't. You're always wanting more, and you're always shooting for something higher. So enjoy where you're at. I tell people, and I believe this with my whole heart, that when I went gold, that was the most fun promotion that I've had, because you work your butt off to get there in most cases. I mean, from silver to gold is a huge jump for most people. That going from 3 to 20 is big. And so you're working hard. And at that point, you're just starting to get into the fact that you've got a team, and there's these people that are popping up out of nowhere you don't even know. And it's kind of like you get to that point where your team is working for you and you're getting benefits from what they're doing. But when you get to gold, still a lot of that has to do with who you're working for and what you're getting. So what I say all that to say, enjoy your journey from where you're at, because you're always going to be looking forward. You're always going to be wanting more. So just enjoy where you are. Let's see. I think that's about all of my story for now. But I kind of want to introduce these ladies and let them talk to you a little bit about their journey. So whoever wants to go first, Tiffany, do you want to go first and tell me a little bit about your experience and testimony so far?
Yes. I started Plexus at the end of July. I had retained some baby weight and just was ready to kind of get rid of it all, and nothing was working. I was dieting. I just didn't have the energy to work out, and so I was looking for something to help me, and I just had heard from Plexus about it in passing. Nobody here in my town had really been selling it, or anyone on Facebook, which is kind of nice for me here in my hometown. So I had ordered a trial pack, liked it, and then just happened to see my friend Melanie post about selling it. And after 2 weeks, I was sold. I knew this product was great, and then I wanted to sell it, so I'd reached out to Melanie and signed up as an ambassador, and I've kind of just been going strong ever since. It's been great for me. I'm down almost 16 pounds, have great energy to keep up with my crazy toddler tornado of a daughter, and just have really been enjoying it. My husband's on it now, and he's been really impressed with the products. And I think my biggest victory is I went on vacation and went to Florida for a week and didn't work out, and I lost weight by going on that week. You just don't hear going on vacation and losing weight. And I came back and I posted about that, and I got a lot of sales about that. And it is, like Sunny, like you said, it was scary. Those first few posts, it's very nerve-wracking, and you probably sit there and look at that post for a good 20, 30 minutes before you hit it, and then you're looking like, oh my gosh, like what did I just do? But I kind of just went full into it, full bore, and just did my personal. That's how I started out. I was more comfortable talking about my experience first before I did really any testimonies, and that really helped me, especially with my personal volume. And I know I've had some pretty good personal volume in the last few months. Like, this is starting my 4th month, I think, as Plexus. And in September, that was my highest month. That's when I went on vacation and posted that I lost weight on vacation, so that helps. But I had over $1,500 just in the month of September. And that was just my 2nd month in Plexus. So I didn't know that wasn't normal. So, Melanie was just like, that's crazy. And I'm like, oh, well, that wasn't really that hard, because I have a very hot market, because there's not a lot of people selling it here in my town. So that's great for me.
Tiffany, where do you live?
I live in Harrison, Arkansas. So in north central Arkansas, in a smaller community in a town about 12,000. But I do marketing for a bank up here, and I cover 3 counties. And so my network is fairly large. It's not just a town. So that's kind of nice. My network's pretty large.
Mm-hmm.
And then this last month, and it was slow. Like, we know the back office woes of October. Like, I don't even want to bring them up again because we made them through and we're still working through them. And I thought that month was just going to be a write-off, but I still was able to end it at the very last minute with $1,200 of personal volume, and I was pretty excited about that. So I have 6 preferred customers, and that's nice because I know that's just guaranteed personal volume money that I'm going to have every month for preferred. I just now have 4 level 1s, so those were hard 4 level 1s. They're not all auto qualified, so I already have my white line, and that is just like nerve or just so infuriating to me to have that. But
get used to it. Get used to it. It's so normal. I have so many white lines. You just start to
so I just got a new one recently here in November, so I was very excited about that. So I'm hoping, because I'm not even silver yet, and I've been, really trying to do that. And I'm like, if this is so hard to get this for silver, I can't imagine gold. But it's getting easier. It's just the way I was talking about it. So just some tips on personal volume. I probably am not doing anything much different than what you guys are out there. I think one of my advantages is I'm in a town that there's really none of my friends were selling it, and I'd really not heard about it. So I have a market that it's kind of brand new, and so people are just learning about it from me. But I mean, the thing that started, like I said, in September is I make my posts very personal. Even if it's a testimony or it's just something about the product, I try to always relate it back to this is what it's done for me. This is how I feel. This is what I've experienced. And I think that helps because people trust you and what you say, and that's why they're your friend. And so I think it's very, very important to make it personal. And sometimes I've even found myself in the last few weeks just even getting the buffer out that I've kind of gotten away from doing the personal posts. Like I just see just a product post that I like or some testimonies, and that's easy just to drop that in your buffer and go on about your day. And I was noticing that I wasn't getting as many likes or as many comments, but as soon as I started putting in that personal comment again, you start seeing those likes. And so I think, first and foremost is make your posts as personal as possible. And then I do a lot of follow-up with my potentials or even just my current customers. I try to follow up with them every week or every other week, and I spend a lot of time doing this. It's very daunting because I think I have 31 people, including ambassadors, to follow up with. So it's, that's not a lot, but it is a lot when you start thinking I have to follow up with these people. And so, but you get a lot of reorders that way, or a lot of people that have been on the fence and that order because you followed back up with them. Not to say I've messaged them and I don't hear a response, because that happens, but I don't give up. I just respond to them again and just say, hey, I acted like that. I didn't even acknowledge that they didn't respond to me, and I just go back with something different. Another thing that was really easy for me in the beginning to try to sell was the trial packs. That was a really easy way to get people into the product, and so they could feel the benefits of it. And then once they got, a lot of my trial packs would then go into either a preferred or order retail and do a 30-day supply. So that helped. Like, trial packs were kind of an easy way to get them in the door because it's a $24.95 and it's a great way for them to try it. So that was another good thing. Also, just having a customer tracking list, because after you get over 10 or 15, it's kind of hard to keep up with everybody, and you can't just rely on like your messenger feed and your Facebook app to kind of keep up with them. Yes, I keep all of those feeds and all those messages so I can see what I've said last or what their response was. But I also have an Excel spreadsheet that I kind of just keep track of if they're potentials, what I talked to them about, the last time I reached out to them, and then I always try to put up my next follow-up date. So when I want to reach out to them again. I don't always hit that date, but at least it's something to kind of keep me on track. And then on the customers, I put what kind of customer they are, if they're wholesale, preferred, retail, what they ordered. And then I even put notes on what I will talk to them about. Did they get their order? How are they doing on their products? And then also have that next follow-up date to kind of keep me on track. And so that's been helpful because it does. I mean, your list of potentials grows, especially if you do your list of 100. that's a lot of people to track and figure out how you're going to follow up with all of them. So some way of tracking it, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or the Plex Smart Organizer, that thing has been awesome. So get one of those.
Tell us more about that. What does it look like? What's in it? Where'd you get it?
I don't know if you can see it, but this is what I got. It's the Plex Smart Organizer, and it's awesome. It has places for business cards. It even has a dry erase section to have your daily checklist, your monthly checklist. Then it has references of just information. Like a new ambassador, this would be a go-to to have to keep you organized from the very beginning. It has a leads tab that you can fill in with all your potentials to follow up. It has a customer tab, and then also has an ambassador tab, and then the back a notes tab. And so this is awesome. And I could share, because I think you can get this from somebody on Etsy. But this has been awesome to have this. So some type of organizer. I don't think I'm as OCD as Kim is on like her charts. Like I don't do well with charts, but the organizer's been good, and then the Excel spreadsheet. I can call Kim out because I know she's not on the phone.
Hey, it's recorded, so we'll just let her hear it later.
You can get me later. But I don't have the chart yet. I might get there one day, but I don't have my chart yet. And then another thing is just post daily. I know that's so hard to do in the beginning to kind of figure out your content and what your message is going to be. But that Buffer app is awesome because you'll see if you follow or friend of a lot of the people on our team, you'll see they have great content too that you can make your own or get ideas from. And I think I have the most fun trying to figure out my post. And that's just the marketing side on me. Like, I'm like, okay, who am I trying to target in my Facebook friends? You know, I know someone's having problems with acid reflux, or I know someone's having problems with allergies. You know, what can I target towards that one person, but knowing probably somebody else out in my Facebook land experiencing the same thing. So that was kind of fun. I mean, that was just the marketing side of me, just trying to figure out who to target. But definitely posting daily. I post 1 to 2 times a day in my Buffer. I put in 1 post daily, and that kind of gives me just a free reign post during the day if something just comes up that I want to post on. I did have 2 on there, and I saw my likes were kind of going down because it wasn't that personal message again. So keeping it very personal, I think, is the very, very most important thing. And then just talk about your experience. Be very candid on, hey, I'm, really tired today, but thank goodness I have my Slim, or just different things that you can keep it very personal. And then I think finally, you just try to layer your posts with product messaging, maybe a personal testimony, and then maybe testimonies from the other page, and try to just layer your posts because different posts are going to call out or reach out to different people. So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't post about Slim all the time. Like, that's kind of our go-to because that's what is easy because it's weight loss. But we have so many other products on there that you could post on and just kind of layer your products. And I think that's it. I mean, I'm sure it's nothing that's probably brand new to anybody, but that's what I've done.
No, that's really good information. So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If someone says, hey, I want to try this Plexus stuff, how do I get it? What is your answer? How do you kind of pitch them? Which way do you try to get them to go one way or the other? Give me your pitch.
I think for me, of course, starting out, it was hard for me because I started out and I would just say, well, there's 3 pricing, in the very beginning. And I would start with retail, then preferred, and then wholesale. And so I saw a video about how, retail should be the very last one that you pitch. And so probably week 2 or 3, I changed my strategy and started doing, wholesale first, then preferred, and then retail. And there's some that are still going to want to order retail, and that's fine. I mean, that's okay if they want to do that. Some of them are scared about the auto ship option. Even if you tell them you can turn it off, they still kind of are leery of that. But I think the thing I didn't realize in the very beginning about preferred is that they get an additional 10% off after 3 months of ordering. So kind of once I figured that out, then that was a lot easier for people to be like, oh, well, I want to get 20% off. I know I'm going to take this probably at least 3 months, or they've already been in the product that long. So that's kind of helped on that. But really, when I talk about it, people can tell how passionate I am about it and enthusiastic I am, because I always go back to like, this is what I experienced, or this is what has happened to me. And so once they kind of feel that passion and that enthusiasm, they want to try it, and it might be a 7-day trial, but that's a 7-day trial that we're getting them to try. And so I'm not discouraged by a 7-day trial by any means at all.
So do you have a lot of success in getting people who try your trial packs to sign on as a regular customer?
I've had several. Now there's some that don't, or say, oh, I probably will try it again. But it's just all going back to that follow-up. Like, I know I follow up when I kind of project when they're going to get their products in, and I give them tips on how to take it for 7 days. And then I kind of just know on day 6 or 7, in the middle of the week, I'll kind of follow up and be like, how are you feeling? Are you experiencing any benefits? And then at the end of the trial, I follow back up with them. And so, that is the key, because you don't want to just forget, like, oh, 7-day trial, they'll reach out to me and order when they're ready. No, they're not. They're going to forget about it. Life is busy, so we know that. So it's definitely top of mind awareness that you need to think of when reaching out to the 7-day trial packs. More so than probably your 30 days, because they're still probably a little on the fence. They're not feeling the full effect of Slim in 7 days. They maybe feel 1 or 2 things. And so, definitely follow up on the 7-day trials has been key for me.
Okay, one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you've had success with getting preferred customers to sign up as ambassadors, or retail to sign up as ambassadors?
I've kind of had it both ways. I've had it where people were brand new customers and they signed up just as wholesale. And then I've had some that have signed up for preferred because they like the auto ship and the discount. And then just now, like, I'm getting some of my preferreds to upgrade to wholesale, and I've kind of really been focusing on that this month, because they can get a better discount and everything like that. So I've really been reaching out to some of my preferreds that have really been taking it, and I've been hearing from them that they're enjoying the products, to get them to upgrade, especially since it's so easy.
Yeah, and so November to remember.
Right.
You guys are kind of working toward at least one of those bonuses, right? So the smallest one you can get is 2 ambassadors, 2 customers, 300 PV, $150 bonus. 3 and 3, 500 PV is $250. 5 and 5 is 7 with 750 PV is $500. 8 customers, 8 ambassadors with 1,500 PV is $1,000 bonus. I'm sure you guys all know this at this point, but it can still happen if you have not gotten any bonus yet, or gotten close, or you're working toward the 8 and 8. I encourage you to keep going, especially, Tiffany, if you've got a lot of preferred customers, switching them over to ambassadors and then getting more people on those trial packs, because there's no minimum PV. Any other contest I've ever seen through Plexus, you have a minimum PV for their orders to be able to count. Usually it's 50 PV. So for them to say you can get a welcome pack, for them to say you can get a trial pack is huge. That is like money in your pocket that Plexus is handing you. So Tiffany, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us.
And I do have one more thing, just real quick. I had learned at a marketing conference last week.
Oh yeah.
It's a tip I did not know, and some of you might know if you're really savvy in the Facebook Messenger app. I've just used it for messaging and have not really ever played around with anything on it. But there's a person-to-person pay option on Facebook Messenger. So if you are one that is getting a retailer pack, or you have your trial packs that you order to sell personally, you're not sending them to their site, people can pay you through Messenger. How awesome is that? Like, you don't even have to see, if they see you face to face and they give you a check, great. But there is an option. So where you're looking, when you're typing on Messenger, you'll see the 3 dots. And when you click on that, you will see the option for payment. So I thought that was a really cool way. And I actually put in my notes at the conference, like, Plexus, like, this could be huge. to have that pay option in your messenger if you're doing a retailer pack or selling product that you have yourself, that you're not directing people to your site. So just wanted to share that with everybody.
That's great. That's really good. I know there's several different apps that people use, and so that's awesome too, because we're on Facebook a lot. So, okay, next, Vicki, share with us your wisdom and your experience so far.
Well, I'm still learning. I got started actually in September, and I'll tell you real briefly. I actually got started with someone who's a very good friend that I had been following her, and it wasn't my original who I'm with now, but I was following her and kind of jumped in for my migraines. And wonderful friend, but the education part of it was missing. I was put on one thing or suggested one thing that was not helping address my migraines. And I guess I bring that up here at the front end because it taught me how critical it is to be educated ourselves and to share with our customers, what we need. And, rather than getting a bag in the mail and saying good luck, just that follow-up with, how this works, what's happening, what you need, because we all need different things. We're all in this for something different and have different results. And so that kind of follow-up to me was critical. So actually round one, I didn't have a great experience. It was very brief. I just didn't know any better. And round two, was after my sister jumped in, and I gave it another try, and totally different experience. She walked me through it. I was educated. I knew for my migraines specifically what I needed to be focusing on and where I was short, and so I've tried to take that along with me with people I'm working for, because again, to get a bag in the mail and nothing else after that, I think we'll lose a lot of people. And just learning along the way. And again, I'm still learning. I'm new, but I want to give people the tools to make this work for them, because it obviously can work. Consistency, we all know what it takes here, and to feed that into people as they're starting, I just think is critical to keep them on board, because again, and I love my first friend dearly, but I don't think she was educated herself enough to give me what I needed to make this work. And so, a couple of weeks at it wasn't going to do the trick for me, but neither of us knew any better. So, just holding hands a little bit, maybe in the beginning, I think is really important.
Yeah. So how long did you take the products before you decided to jump in the business?
Oh gosh, I jumped in. My coming out post, I call it, was Labor Day, and I probably, I want to say I probably started mid-July, end of July. I was probably at it for maybe 5 to 6 weeks, and thinking hard about it. And for me, the biggest thing that was out of my comfort zone, posting. I would post on my kid's birthday, and I would post if an organization that I work with was doing an event, and that was it. So I really had to work hard at getting over that. But all of a sudden, when I saw what it was doing for me and what I knew it could do for my family, and I'd been watching my sister and watching you, sitting back very quietly for a long time, I felt selfish in not sharing. But that was a big getting out of my comfort zone for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Lori Harrison's video had a big impact on me. The get out of your comfort zone. When you start to realize that if you're not the one telling people about this health system, right, they might not ever know about it.
Right. I don't feel like I'm selling anything. I feel like the product speaks for itself, and I'm excited to share with people about it. Mm-hmm. And if it's something that works for them, it works for them. But I don't feel as though it's anything. And again, I'm new at this, but the product speaks volumes, and I can tell them what it's done for me and what I've seen it do for people. And, the rest takes care of itself. I truly believe that. I've yet to feel, I've been raising kids for 21 years. I don't, but to just talk about it and be passionate about it, I think does what it needs to do.
So do you think that's the key in you getting 26 ambassadors in like how many days? 30 days? Is that right?
Actually, no, I just hit 29. But that was September. I laughed, Tiffany, because I am like my sister and I've got my chart. I've got my chart because I like to see, and it helps me see what I'm working towards. I once heard somewhere that 40, and I don't know, Sunny, tell me if this is accurate, but 40 is average, give or take.
Molly Orr. Yeah.
For Emerald, is that right?
Molly Orr said, give or take 40 ambassadors.
Give or take, right. And so, in my mind, I wanted to visually see that. That's just how I work. Starting in September, I think I've been splitting it pretty evenly. I think September was 11, October was 12. I'm at 4, I think 4 or 5. But again, I'm just talking about it. Truly, that's all I'm doing is talking about it. And I believe in it. And I believe in educating people to see how it can work for them. Mm-hmm. And, they have to want it though. So giving them the tools, if I know that I've given them the tools and everything they need to be successful, then, that's the best you can do.
Yeah. So pitch me, Vicki, what is this Plexus stuff that you're taking? What do you say to people?
I've got to tell you, Sunny, what I've seen it do for me, and I'm 2.5 months in, and I'm still seeing changes, and that blows my mind. Plexus, what I love about Plexus is it's addressing the root of your problem. I have done several other things in the past. I'm active. I love to work out, but I have not been fixing what has been wrong inside of me, creating my migraines, creating my lack of energy, my cravings, my poor sleep. And for the first time, I feel as though I'm getting healthy from the inside out. I feel better than I have in years. I'm going on 50 years old, and I feel better than I did when I was in my 20s. And because I'm getting healthy from the gut. And I just kind of take that and I run. I tell them what it's done for me. Mm-hmm. And everybody's different. But it just, when you speak from your heart and you're passionate about it, it's real.
Yeah. You don't feel like you're selling anything. So I've got another thing. So I don't know, Vicki, this like multi-level marketing stuff. What have you gotten yourself into here?
I sat back and I watched my sister quietly for probably about 6 months. Kind of think she might be off her rocker a little bit. Watched her. And for me personally, this was totally out of my comfort zone. People know me well enough to know if I'm looking at this, they're taking a serious look at it because they know me. They know I'm not one to jump into anything. They know I work hard at taking care of myself. Mm-hmm. And, you walk into Walgreens and you go to the supplement aisle and you see 49 other probiotics. What's going to make you choose one from the other? Plexus has found the real deal in that they're finding people that believe in their product, that their product works for, and we're talking about it. As skeptical as I was, I have grown to understand how they market it, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Hey, sign me up.
All right.
My next question for you: when people are like, "How do I get it?" What do you say to them? Do you start with retail? Do you start with ambassador side? How do you go for that?
I start with retail, and I say, and when ironically, the first time I did it, long time ago, I went retail because, again, didn't know any different, wasn't educated for it to be any different. But I start with, I say there are 3 options to buy. There's retail, and I tell them, I said, I personally wouldn't recommend it. Don't know why anybody would do it. I did it. I didn't know any better. There's retail, there's preferred customer, which is 10% off. There's wholesale customer, which is 25% off with a $34.95 annual membership like you're going to get at Costco's or Sam. I always tell them, that keeps your wholesale prices active. The one thing I always stress with people is there are no commitments, there are no contracts, there are no obligations with any of the options to purchase. To me, that was huge. I have, again, done other, vitamin things and workout stuff, and I hate the idea that I'm going to be getting something for 10 months if I don't want it anymore. I tell people you can add, you can change, you can cancel, you can move up, you can move back with your options as wholesale. A line that I use all the time, I absolutely believe in, is if I can go buy a shirt off the 10% rack and the same shirt is on the 25% rack, and that $34 membership fee, you get back pretty quickly in that first month, especially. It's discounted, Triplex is discounted a little deeper that first month out of the gate as well. So you're paying $100 versus $109. There's a few dollar difference there. And I speak from my heart, and I tell them, honestly, I would not recommend it if I felt as though you were going to be stuck with something that doesn't work for you. But then I assure them it will work for you if you want this to work for you, which again, I believe.
Yeah, that's really good. I really like that shirt analogy. And my internet cut out at one point. So can you say that the shirt part one more time? If you've got the same shirt on the 10% off and the same shirt on the, what'd you say?
Well, yeah, I just say, why would I go buy a shirt off the 10% rack when I can get that exact same shirt off the 25% rack? Yeah. And when you do that math and the Triplex is discounted to 100 that first month versus 109, so you're paying 134 versus what's preferred 125, I think. Yeah. It's made up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And you just aren't tied into anything.
So I think also I do not have many customers, just letting you guys know, PV is a struggle for me. And if you don't know this yet, when you get to Senior Ruby, Plexus starts giving you customers that accidentally or that on purpose don't have anyone to sign up under. They go under the Plexus account, and so they will put them under you. So some of my PV is because of random people being sent to me, but I find it much more easy to get ambassadors than I do customers because it does not make sense to me to sign up any other way. The only time I tell people sign up preferred is when I legitimately think that they won't like the products, or they're not going to be dedicated, or I know they're not going to order 100 PV each month. And then I'm like, you know what, maybe you should try preferred. And I always let them know up front. The only reason why I would recommend that you order preferred would be if you wanted to get a 60-day money-back guarantee. And then I tell people, I personally have not had anyone take me up on that 60-day money-back guarantee, so I don't see the purpose in paying the extra money for that guarantee. And so I say, I recommend to all my friends and family, those I love the most, I would tell my grandma to sign up as an ambassador because it's the cheapest option. You get your products all the same, and you get wholesale prices for a whole year, and you're not tied into anything. And so I think when you can present it like that, it kind of takes the edge off. Like when you feel like when you talk to people and you feel like if they sign up an ambassador, like somehow you're getting something more than they are, that's just not that like they pick up on that. People can feel that. And so I try to just be as real as I can with them so that they don't feel like I'm trying to get something from them. What's best for us is best for them. They get a little bit more money if they sign up preferred, but you will have them longer and they'll be much more dedicated if they sign up as an ambassador and you get them to continue each month. And that's how you get points. You get pay points, move up. Vicki, I think what you touched on something that's really important, and that's duplication. educating your downlines so that they know where to go to get the information. Your team just will not grow unless they know where to get the information and how to tell other people to get it. And so like some things that are really helpful is making sure people get added to all the pages, and like added to the testimony pages and the different, talk with your upline about like lupus and ADHD. There's so many different pages. If you don't know about them, definitely ask so that we can make sure that you get added to all those. And it really helps me and Kim if you add people to the team pages, because we don't know who these people are. Like, we don't know them at all, but you do. You just added them. And if you adding them at least gives us a chance to add them on Facebook so we can be friends and start interacting with each other. So it's really important to make sure that people get added on the pages. And then expressing to them, I think it's important to do the power of 3. Were you going to say that, Vicki?
Yeah, well, no, I was just going to say I recently, probably shortly after I started, and again, because I've been blessed with a lot of people jumping in the beginning here for me, but I created kind of a step down from the team page of just, it's a private group of people that have jumped, whether they're preferred customers or thinking about it, or ambassadors, and it has given me an opportunity to just continue to help get product information out there to them. It gives them that support of how this is working, and I'll post once a day of, just that pick me up, make this work. It's not going to work if, you don't take it. I mean, and whether it's, about a new product or just feeding them some kind of one small piece of information, so it replaces that need I feel to check in on everybody, as it just, it's my way of communicating with them. So I know at least there's something coming their way also.
Yeah. And they know a place to go back to. They know, okay, I can get Vicki on this message.
Right. And I always tell them about the team page, the testimony pages, because again, if they see it's working for other people, then that's huge. I think it just helps encourage people, like, I can make this happen for myself.
Yeah. Very good. So, I wanted to remind you guys about this month. If you had anyone sign up this month, or you may be brand new this month, if you get 100 PV, whether you buy it or someone else buys it through your account, if you get 100 PV over your welcome pack, I'm going to send you the book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, by Sarah Robbins. This is what it looks like. It's really thin, so I'm not like sending you something that's daunting to read. Don't worry, it's not going to take you long. But I love this because she is a pro in this business. She knows what she's doing. She didn't start out in network marketing, so it's kind of written for someone who's brand new to the market. It's things that you might not think about, or it's just different ways to think about how this business works. I'm going to send this to anyone who is brand new this month who gets 100 PV over their welcome pack. So tell all of your new people, hey, order an extra order an extra triplex package this month so you can get this book. You're going to use the products anyway. That's what I would tell people. That way they can get the book, get their hands on that. It's been really helpful to me. It's a lot of stuff that I've heard, but it's just really good to have it on paper in front of me. So that's something to remember and to think about. Also, if you have not signed up for Super Saturday, do it. It absolutely changes things. My mom is on this call right now, and I'm convinced it's because I drug her to Super Saturday, made her come. And I really think that it's eye-opening to people. It is training for ambassadors, but anyone can come. Like, you can bring anyone as long as they sign up and register. It's $20 to register. So bring everybody. It's going to be great. And there's events all over the country. And so there should be one that's somewhere close to you. I think that's all the housekeeping stuff. So I just kind of want to open up the line. If you can find your little unmute button, ask questions. you know, we got some people on this call right now that know things. They've been doing this for a while. So, or ask questions of any of us. What do you got for us? We got like maybe 10 more minutes just to chat. Nothing?
Hey, Tiffany. Hey, I was going to tell you that the other day I asked Melanie what in the world you were doing to get all of that volume and how you were working on all of your trials. And she sent me a copy of the message that you send, and I think it's really good.
Okay.
So I bet some other people would probably want to see that because it's informal and it's friendly. I thought it was really, really good.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely post that on the team page if anybody wants to borrow, steal, or share it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Is it long?
No, it's not.
Read it.
Okay. All right. I'll read it.
You have it pulled up.
Tiffany, do you care?
No, not at all.
Do you have it pulled up?
No, I don't. So if you do, that'd be great.
Okay, it says, hey girl, I know you've been interested in trying Slim for a while and I wanted to share this opportunity with you. My team is hosting a 7-day Plexus Challenge secret Facebook event starting on November 16th, where we will share product info tips, you can give your feedback, and other fun things. All you have to do is order Slim Trial Pack $24.95 or Slim Accelerator Trial Pack from my site by November 10th. Both have free shipping. Once you order, I will add you to the challenge group that starts November 16th, and that's it. You just have to take the products and learn more through the group. Would you be interested in trying it? So I thought it was friendly, but it was also direct. Like you ask a direct question. Are you interested in trying it? I mean, and it sounds like you're addressing, you know, each person personally, because I've been posting that on my Facebook like crazy, and I've had a few people message me and say they wanted to try it. And I'm like, how is Tiffany getting all these people to sign, you know, for trial packs? And Melanie said, because she asked each one of them personally instead of just posting on their Facebook. And I was like, okay.
And that was something kind of new that I did for this month, for November to Remember. And that was kind of outside my comfort zone. I had kind of relied on me posting on something personal about Plexus and someone asking me about it, and then I could lead in with, well, hey, if you want to try it, the 7-day trial is great. And I said, well, I'm getting out of my comfort zone, so I'm just going to start posting people directly that I haven't had a chance to follow up with. And I was able to get 4 out of that within a few days. So it definitely works. But I always kind of end it with a direct call to action or something that they have to respond back to, not just, hey, I hope you like Plexus. You know, you always want to ask them a question, and I do always try to do that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, I've not been direct enough, I can tell you, because I just put it out there like, and I don't be direct, so I need to change that.
It's hard.
That's good. Anybody have any questions? Comments? Things to add to what they said?
How many of you guys are going to see Leslie Zann in Little Rock?
Me?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Very excited. Oh, did we just add someone? Okay. Well, guys, I am so glad that we were able to do this. I feel like it was beneficial. It was nice to see some of your faces. I know I don't get to see you guys enough. But don't hesitate to ask questions. If you need something, know that we're always here to help you. And if there's something that you think that we need to do, let us know. We want to be the best leaders that we possibly can for you guys. And so don't hesitate to reach out to us and say, hey, we need this, or could you get us some more information on this? Anyway, we just want to be an open book for you guys. I hope you have a great night. Vicki, Tiffany, thank you guys so much for coming in and sharing your love with us.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Good night.